Stand by for Bawana.org radio. In 3, 2, 1. Cue the announcer.
You found Bawana.org radio, your one source for tech news and reviews. Now, almost live from sunny Florida, here's your host, Bawana McCall.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to episode 247 of Bawana.org radio. We got a great show lined up for you. 11 topics, count them. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 6, 4, 5, 11. I graduated from the first grade. 11 bookmarks that we're going to talk about. Not a whole lot to talk about tonight. I'm going to say it. I am going to say it. This is going to be a fairly quick show. I guarantee. It's not going to be 40 minutes. I bet you something. I'll think of something. Anyway, we got a great show lined up for you. 11 stuff. We're going to be talking about some iPhone hacks that came out that are very, very exciting. Some DLC stuff, especially if you're on the PlayStation 3, you're going to want to stick around. Also, some not so exciting news surrounding Hulu. So if you're interested in all that, stick around the show. You'll get some good stuff. I got the links up over at pinboard.in. You can peruse them if you're watching live. We're over at live.buana.tv every Tuesday and Thursday nights. We try to get started about 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're also on Justin.tv, simulcasting on Ustream and Justin.tv. So come by. If you're not doing anything, you can check us out. And we have a lot of fun over here. Got a great show lined up for episode 247 of Bawana.org radio.
It's time for Bawana.org radio's tech news for this week.
And for our first story, this is probably going to go down in history, or in recent history, as the best iPhone hack to date. Probably a close second to jailbreaking. This one is the Big Kahuna. Apparently, this gentleman has installed a gray screen on my computer. He has installed Android on the iPhone. Can you believe this? iPhone now has Android. He's running Android OS on the iPhone. I don't think there's any words to describe this. I mean, people are excited because apparently it's working pretty well. It's in alpha form right now, but you can try out Android apps on your iPhone. It requires a jailbreak. So he took the Android OS that runs on Android phones and installed it on an iPhone. It's one of those things that we've seen on other phones where people install like Linux on phones. I remember back in the day where we had the the old versions of Windows Mobile, Pocket PC, where we had Pocket PC Linux. I remember we did it back then, and we installed other OSs on the device. Due to some various hacks, but I don't think anybody's gotten this far with the iPhone. So I think this qualifies with one of the bestest. I'm using that word. I am going to use that word. One of the bestest hacks I've seen in a while. Still in alpha form. He's got a video demonstrating it. It seems to be authentic, and we're going to be following this one very closely because this is a uber hack. It's probably one of those hacks that's going to make Steve Jobs grab someone by the neck and demand blood. Steve Jobs and Google are not on the best of terms right now. And it, he's probably a little bit upset there. So check it out. This was over on appadvice.com. They got the details over there. Great story if you're into Android. Now we're going to talk about the iPad a little bit. And apparently some guy took advantage of a sketch app called Live Sketch HD, which is 99 cents on the iTunes App Store. And he proceeded to draw a very detailed picture of a manga character. This is Japanese style animation. You have got to see this video. I mean, the thumbnail kind of gives you an indication of how detailed it is. But he does it in like 5 minutes. Wow, check this out. He was filming himself holding an iPhone 3GS in one hand and drawing on the iPad in the other. So he's kind of like one-handing it. He's not even, it's like, I'm so talented, I could one-hand this with my pinky. Yes, watch me. And I'm telling you, I sat there mesmerized. The entire video is 3 minutes and 54 seconds. And he sketched a fairly detailed character just using his finger. His pointy finger. This is absolutely amazing, guys. Check this out. This one's over on Tua.com. They got the video embedded. You can add the YouTube video to your favorites if you want. Pass it on. The video is embedded over there. Creating manga using Live Sketch HD, a 99-cent app, and it's very, very nice. So check it out. Tua has the details. Now we're going to talk about the Mac a little bit, and we're going to talk about Steam. Remember a few weeks, I think it was a couple of months ago, I went crazy because the folks over at Valve announced that Steam will be coming to the Mac platform, and they targeted the end of April for this public beta, if you will, or I don't know what they're going to call it, but they targeted the end of April for this to be active. Apparently, they've started giving out access to a select group of people who applied for a private beta, and someone leaked some screenshots. Yeah, so over at 9to5Mac.com, they actually got a video of some of the first screenshots of Steam for Mac that hit the web. And also a video. And the conclusion from everybody, which is what we all expected, was it pretty much looks exactly like Steam for Windows, which I kind of gathered once they announced it. And then when I was talking about the Steam UI beta, I was like, okay, I can see how this would look on a Mac, and I understand why they went with this unified look here that could work both on the PC and on the Mac platform. Makes total sense that it looks exactly the same as it does on the Windows platform. So check it out, guys. The first screenshots, if you haven't already, you might want to try to get in on the Steam Mac beta. I think it's going to be available to the public in the next couple weeks at the latest. I'm going by Valve time. Everybody knows about Valve development time, and they promised one date. Kind of got a plus or minus a few days onto it to get the actual date. Check it out, guys. 9to5Mac.com has first screenshots of Steam for the Mac. Speaking of Steam, today the folks at Valve also released something very, very cool. This is the Left 4 Dead 2 DLC called The Passing. Yeah, it's called The Passing, and it came out earlier this morning on the 360. I was watching a couple Justin.tv streams that had it up, and it was released on the PC later this afternoon. A lot of PC people were kind of upset because Valve usually treats their PC people better than the console. So when it came out early on the 360, they were like, "Oh, how could you? You betrayed us. You're the last one we have, Valve. Come on." I don't know. I was in the chat room on the Steam group, and it was just wild and wacky madness. But this is one of the first DLCs that this series have seen that incorporates characters from both the first Left 4 Dead and the second Left 4 Dead. This is called The Passing. It takes place between, I don't remember the names of the campaigns, but it's between two campaigns. They kind of stuck the storyline in the middle of that, and they're driving a car. They're trying to get past this bridge, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to ruin it, but you're going to see some of the Left 4 Dead 1 characters. They're also adding some very cool things with this DLC, namely in the form of something called mutations, where they're going to do random multiplayer modes with some perks. This one, the initial one, they're going to be updating it weekly, and they're going to allow us as the community to vote on which ones are their favorites, and that's going to be the one that's going to be the next week. This week's is going to be, I think it's Expert Realism Versus. And on Expert Realism Versus, you really can't see your teammates. They're not highlighted. So the jockey's going to be very, very important. He's going to drive you away from your teammates, and nobody's going to be able to find you. So it's going to be pretty cool. I've seen it played, and it did look fun. So check it out, guys. The Passing is absolutely free on the PC, but it is going to cost you, I think, about $5 on the Xbox 360. Everybody knows the deal with DLC when it comes to Microsoft versus the PC with Valve. Valve says they don't want to charge, but due to X, Y, Z, gamma, data, they have to charge on the 360. Check it out, guys. You got the details over there. Left 4 Dead 2: The Passing, now available on the Steam store.
You're listening to Bawana.org Radio, a potpourri of tech news and reviews.
So, I made a pact to my community, and they're all laughing at me now, that I would not get StarCraft 2 because I was too addicted to StarCraft 1. I think a lot of them were like, yeah, right. And they were, kind of accurate, because I've been watching a lot of footage on Justin.tv. StarCraft 2 has kind of a spectator tournament type capability where someone, a third party, can commentate the action that's going on. He or she can basically tell you what's going on and add some excitement to it. Tim over at multiboxing.com has been doing that on his Justin.tv channel, and it's very educational. If you don't know how to play StarCraft, if you start watching that, you'll not only learn a lot, but it's very, very entertaining. So, it got me thinking about possibly getting this game. I do have a beta key thanks to Tiddlywinks of the community. I've been playing with the AI a little bit. And I was happy to see this story today. I talked about it. I think I talked about it before, but it is available now. The new StarCraft patch 9, hit today. And this adds the StarCraft 2 editor. Yeah, the StarCraft 2 editor is now available. You'll now be able to create trigger maps in preparation for map publishing, which will be made available in an upcoming beta patch. So you can start creating maps, start creating maps, that will be able to be published in a future patch. So you can start working on them, get them tweaked, and then later on you'll be able to publish them. They also added achievements and decals, so now you can get achievements throughout the game. You can see your friends' achievements, yada, yada, yada. They also update the homepage to include recent broadcasts. If you don't understand that, StarCraft allows you to record your matches. And you can basically, share those. And I think that's what that is. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Match history, blah, blah, blah. Friends of friends feature, so you can match make a little bit better. New voice chat, improvements, and the like. They also added some hotkey fixes and some map changes. Now, the balance changes I'm not going to dwell on too much because I'm not that fluent in StarCraft 2 universe. But they updated the Marauder, they updated the Immortal, Infested Terran, Queen, Spinecrawler, and Infestor units so that they can better balance themselves throughout. So, guys, this game is available for pre-order on GameStop right now. If you order the game on GameStop, you can get beta access right now. Unfortunately, once you activate the beta code, you can't return the game. I know some people do that with other games, but you can't do that here. So you can, if you want to get your hands on it early, if you know you're going to buy it, go ahead and pre-order it from GameStop.com. I think it's good in the U.S. I don't know where else. And you can get access to the beta. Try it out as soon as you get the beta key. Download it, get it going, and get your StarCraft 2 on. It looks great. Very balanced game. Check it out. This is over at us.starcraft2.com. Now, speaking of Blizzard, now this whole StarCraft and Diablo and Warcraft thing has been around for a while, and up until recently, the BattleNet system was kind of left, a little bit unguarded. A lot of people started using hacks and cheats. That was one of the reasons why I got out of StarCraft, other than, the obvious "it's sucking my life away" excuse. But apparently Blizzard has awakened the sleeping giant, and the banhammer hath falleth. Appropriate picture here of a banhammer. 320,000 accounts get banned. Yeah, they basically went through and cleaned house to make way for the new users of StarCraft 2. And people are going to be buying StarCraft. I mean, there's already bundles out there that include StarCraft 1 with Brood Wars, StarCraft 2. 320,000 accounts. Yeah. And it basically covers the Warcraft 3, Diablo 2 accounts that were violating the BattleNet terms of use. In other words, they were cheating. So, guys, if you're cheating on BattleNet, stop. That's all I got to say about that, because the banhammer falleth, and you don't want to be hit with the banhammer. Check it out. This is over on multiplayerblog.mtv.com. They got the details over there. And now we're going to shift gears a little bit to the PS3, Sony PlayStation 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, remember that I promised maybe a couple shows ago. My memory's failing me today. I think I may, because I discussed things on the stream and on Buona.tv. I don't know if I told you guys on Buona.org Radio. But the folks at MAG promised us some DLC news. They basically promised us that this week they were going to announce some DLC, and everybody got excited. They were like, "Oh man, hopefully we'll get some new maps. Hopefully we'll get some new gameplay modes. Yada yada yada." Well, if your expectations were set that high, I'm sorry to say, no, not getting that. Yeah, MAG. The good news is that it's free. All right, and let me put this in perspective. It's going to include an improved light armor, and they're calling it the Fast Attack Gear Pack. So just like the previous gear pack, where we got some new LMGs and we got some flashbang grenades and some new outfits, this one's going to be very similar, but it's going to cater to the sniper. The sniper is going to be able to. There's going to be some new guns available for the sniper. They're going to update the armor types, and they're going to update some other things with the sniper class. So this is basically the sniper pack. I like to call it the sniper pack. And these are skins that, you know, MAG is offering for free. Remember last show I talked about Battlefield Bad Company is charging for skins. So I mean that's a positive light on the situation. But we all know that MAG needs a little bit more of variety in the realm of maps and game types. So, you know, some people are willing to pay for that. But like I say on the stream and I say everywhere else, you know, it's going to be hard to keep the whole storyline going with the battle for contracts if certain people can pay to play modes and other people can't. You know, the people who can pay are going to be able to benefit. So they got a little sticky situation there. But, you know, we're getting some free stuff. Not new maps, but it's free. Can't complain. So far, MAG has released all their stuff for free. Nothing has been paid DLC. And that's a good track record, and I'm happy that they're doing that. I just want them to eventually come out with some new maps. That would be awesome. So check it out. This is over on blog.us.playstation.com. They got the details about MAG over there. Now, speaking of free DLC and other DLC, the folks over at Naughty Dog, you guys know them. They do the Uncharted 2 thing, Game of the Year of the Century type deal. They're updating that title as well, with the Siege expansion pack. Is coming today. I think it's available right now. And to celebrate, Double Cash Weekend returns. So if you've fallen behind on Uncharted 2 multiplayer and you want to get some levels, Double Cash Weekend is here. That means double XP. XP, you know, in this game is measured in cash. So it's basically a double XP weekend. Now, this Siege expansion pack, it includes a new game mode called Siege, which is a co-op mode. And it kind of takes a different spin on the current co-op modes, in that there's not as many weapons that are available, and you have to really it basically is going to be harder to get through it. There's also going to be 2 additional maps that are going to be available, and basically the guys behind it saying that they spent a lot of time testing it, and it's oh man, it's going to be kind of high up in the air. It's called the High Rise one, and they said it's one of the favorite maps ever. And I read this and I got excited. They said, of course, the potentially lethal helicopter assault and the very real danger of jumping off the buildings to your doom takes it to awesome new heights. So there's also going to be some tweaks to the game with the title update 1.07. So yeah. Guys, we're getting some updates over on Uncharted. I don't think they left a price here. I don't think a price has been listed up here. I'm almost 100% sure it's not free. It is going to cost some money for the Siege expansion pack. But Double Cash Weekend is definitely going to be free. So check it out, guys. I'll update you guys probably next show on the price. So check it out. blog.us.playstation.com. They got the details over there, so you can check it out and find out for yourself.
You found Bawana.org Radio. Tech news and tech gadgets for the hardcore geek in all of us.
So, some good news for you PS3 owners, especially if you're into baseball. If you are into baseball and you are a subscriber to the MLB.TV service, you'll be happy to know that you'll be able to stream live Major League Baseball games from your PS3. This is awesome. Awesome news for those of you who are into baseball, into sports. I think it's going to be a great addition to all the things the PS3 can already do right now. So this is according to New York Times. Sony's going to announce that PS3 is going to be able to access the live streams with the MLB.TV service. And, apparently it is going to cost money. So this is for the fans of MLB and MLB TV service. You'll be able to access that content from your PS3. Very, very exciting news. Very cool stuff. Another feather to put in the PS3's hat and capability of multimedia. So check it out, guys. This one's over actually on joystick.com. They got the details and you're over there. Now, so some bad news. Oh, man. For some bad news. This is for people like myself, and I don't do this much anymore, but I used to really like Hulu. Hulu, they provide a lot of clips of television shows and movies, as well as full content. And they give you an online mechanism, especially if you missed an episode. A lot of people have come to rely on Hulu to catch up. And but one of the downfalls of Hulu is that they don't keep all the old episodes. It's only a limited time that you can watch stuff. So what Hulu is going to try to do, according to this article over on device.com, is that they're going to start trying, this is something that was rumored a while ago, and they're going to try a subscription service. So, there's a good and bad side to this. The good side is that the current Hulu won't be affected. So you still can use Hulu the way you use Hulu today, absolutely free. And, a lot of people are cool with that. But on top of that, a lot of people were hoping that Hulu would bring all the old shows back. And that's what the subscription service is going to bring. It's going to bring you access to older shows. So you just won't have access to like 2 or 3 shows. You'll have access to potentially all the shows. And, that's good. Some people are willing to pay $10 a month for that, especially if they use Hulu a lot. I'm not going to pay that much for Hulu. It's one of those things that people use to justify canceling their cable subscription or DirecTV subscription or satellite subscription. Something I would do, if I found something like this. But Hulu, I'm not getting good vibes from them. Can't really pinpoint it. But, their advertising has kind of increased according to users over the time. You have a 3-minute video and 1 minute of ads, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. But $10 a month if you want access to all those shows. I haven't heard or seen anything about ads. I assume if you're paying $10 a month for Hulu that you won't be served ads. Yeah. So check it out, guys. This is over on device.com. I need to find that out. That's an important piece of information. Check it out. Device.com has the details. Over there. And finally, we're going to end the show with some great news if you like WebKit or Chrome or any WebKit-based browser. It could be Safari. Any WebKit-based browser. It now supports desktop notifications using a WebKit notifications API. Very, very cool technology. If you use Growl on the Mac, and I think Growl works on Windows now, there's also some other desktop notification apps. It's great for serving you notifications, especially stuff for like IMs, emails, Skype, and inbound messages, and calendar reminders. They're like these little notifications that pop up and then they disappear. Now, you can do this potentially with web apps as well. So if you use Gmail or if you use Google Docs or Google Calendar, you can now have these served to your desktop, not just within the browser window. Now, this is desktop notifications with the WebKit API. Very, very cool tech because I do like Growl. I'm spoiled by it because, if I don't see Growl notifications, I'm just like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. Because I use it for so much on my Mac, and my Mac is like my main machine that I use for that kind of stuff. But this is very cool because I can use it just about anywhere that has web access. I don't have to install any applications. It's all web-based. So check it out, guys. This is over on 0xfe Has actually the website 0xfe.blogspot.com. And that concludes episode 247 of Buona.org Radio. I want to thank everybody for coming by. We're over at live.buona.tv every Tuesday and Thursday night doing this thing live. You can come by justin.tv/Buona. I got 2 chats going. Got one embedded on the website. Got some people there. Got some people in the Justin.tv chat. We're discussing tech, doing it live. And this particular video will be going live over on radio.buona.org, also on techpodcast.tv, and later, probably sometime tomorrow, it'll be on YouTube. YouTube takes a little bit longer because it's going to be the high definition version, so it's almost like a gigabyte of video going up there. So thank you guys for coming by here at Buona.org Radio. All right, folks, that concludes episode 247 of Buona.org Radio, and I will see you next time.